Thanks for watching London. You guys, it is June the 1st, and I didn't intend to do this video, and this information is a couple of days old already, and I'm quite surprised that there has not been an onslaught of people blogging. So I'm quite sure that I will not be the first, but I'll be among the first people that you'll watch reporting on YouTube and Blip TV and other sites where I can be found that the Eddie Long case and scandal has come to a close, and it was dismissed. What was the term they used? Dismissed of prejudice, which means that it cannot come back into litigation, or it cannot come back into the court system again, or he cannot incur more charges after the closing of the matter, basically. So anything that needed to be brought up or needed to be brought to the table, or anything that he could be accused of or charged for, or anything of that sort, it's already resolved. Now, the story goes that both sides have come to an agreement which result in this closing, and the word on the street, according to people who stay in the A, is that the penalty, or what was paid for this particular case for these 4 young men, was $15 million. Now, I'm not sure if that's $15 million or a piece per person, or $15 million that will be split in between the 4 of them. Either way, they're going to be pretty well off after this point. So the sad part of this whole thing is that while congregants and people who attend New Birth and stuff like that understand covering your leader and protecting your leader and things of that nature, trust me, I full well understand that. When you go through something like this, it makes you think of, what if something happened to you? Maybe not a sex scandal or something like that, but what if something tragic happened to you? How would you want people to respond to you? How would you want to be covered? So it's easy to throw the hammer at somebody else when it's not you, but how would you want people to deal with you? Because with the measure that you judge others is how you will be judged. So let's say that this was your sex scandal. How would you want people to respond to you in this stead, that you incurred charges or participated in something of the sort? How would you want people to deal with you, is the question that I'm asking other people. So in the sense, I'm relieved that it's over, but I'm not happy, because not that it's any of my business, but there is a lot going on with this that will never get addressed, because for obvious reasons the choice was that it would be settled out of court, because there's some proof, there's evidence and things that are lingering in places that may not be favorable on his part and things of that nature. As of September 2010, somewhere within there, the late summer, early 2010, there were claims of videos, sex tape videos that were taken during the time of these things happening, and of course pictures, and there was stuff that never was released to the public. And that's part of my last statement, basically, was that a part of the reason for this settlement was that Bishop Long did not want certain information released to the public, which leaves me in a state of wonder. Not that it's any of my business really, but it leaves me in a state of wonder. What about this case will never get addressed or will not get touched? And you know, with all of these legal terms and things that are happening, I'm quite sure that there are clauses which state that these 4 young men, Jamal Parish, Anthony Flagg, Spencer Legrade, and Maurice Robinson will not be able to even talk about this case after this settlement. So I'm 100% sure that with that being said, and all legal precautions being taken, that is probably the case. That after this, you won't even know what the real truth is. And in a nutshell, I think that I'm a bit alarmed that, not like I expect him to go down or anything like that. Even the word tells you, the Bible tells you, money is a defense. We see it happen all the time, where people in high places get away with crimes and different things that are committed. Money is a defense. People will go out of their way for you when you have money or when you have affluence and influence. So that worked out for him in this stead, because I'm quite sure that if it would have been your storefront pastor or your around the way pastor, I'm 100% sure things would have turned a different leaf. Another thing that people need to take sight into is that these people, these young men, while we're crying molestation and different things like that, these young men were just that, young men, and they were actually of understanding and consensual age. So at some point, whatever activity took place was mutual, is what I'm stating. And that does not mean that these individuals were not abused. That does not mean that I'm making light of the situation or anything of the sort. I'm happy that this whole thing is over with, but where I stand is that I would rather that the situation really be dealt with, because it leaves me to wonder, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Where does the church go from here? Where does these individuals' lives go from here, to know that they have gone through this and not much but finances? I'm quite sure when you have truly been hurt by something, or you have truly gone through something such as what they went through, the money doesn't even faze you. The money is not even important, that you get the money. The money is not of what's important. Even though that, that will lift your spirits a little bit. But the money is not important. I think at this point, it's knowing that your predator, or, whoever, comes to terms for what they have done. So that's it in a nutshell, you guys. That's my update and the grand finale on this scandal. All right, peace.